How's it going, guys? Cameron here, Canadian Gamer, coming at you with another video. Another review. Reviews on the run. Some housekeeping notes. I did want to let you guys know I finished watching Buffy the Vampire Slayer last night. I've always wanted to see this movie. I'm a huge fan of Luke Perry. This movie looked really good. 30 years later, I finally sat down and watched it. It was really good. Paul Rubin is in it. Rutger Hauer is in it. There's a few other interesting characters in here as well. Donald Sutherland. And David Arquette is in here. And Buffy, the girl that plays Buffy. Mwah! So, good movie. Check it out if you haven't seen it. Beer of the day. Beer of the Gods. Old, trusty Pabst Blue Ribbon. Nod to Blue Velvet. Rest in peace, Dennis Hopper. So today I'm actually filming with my mirrorless camera, my Pentax QS1. QS1? I think that's what it is, QS1. Bought the camera over 10 years ago. And it's actually the very first camera I used to shoot videos on YouTube when I started out my channel. So I wanted to play around with it today. Very quick video. So last night I finally completed Singularity. Now I put the sleeve into a new case. This isn't actually an Xbox 360 case. I came across a bulk sale of green cases at a thrift store about a year ago. So I've been replacing some of my cases that are pretty banged up. And I actually like the different shade of green. I think it looks really cool. Anyways, I digress. I finished. Another thing I like about the old school cases is they stand on their own. I finished Singularity last night. Now, I'm not going to go all in on the story, to be quite honest. I'd have to have it in front of me and read it off verbatim, because otherwise I'm not good with that kind of stuff. But more or less, you're a soldier, I believe. As the game starts off, you are in your helicopter, and you're going over the USSR, the Soviet Union, and there's an explosion. I think, maybe I've got this wrong. Your helicopter crashes on this island, and the next thing you know, you're in the midst of this crazy situation regarding this agent or this mineral called the E99. Okay, so the E99, I had it all here in front of me and I lost it. I had a script I was going to read, I swear. So the E99 is this, again, it's like an agent, or it's like a type of mineral that on the surface it looks like it has amazing capabilities, with the exception of maybe curing cancer. It does all this crazy stuff. And the mineral was discovered in 1955. However, on this island, something went terribly wrong. There was this mad scientist that went crazy with E99 and created this almost like a hydrogen bomb, this E99 bomb. I don't know. It's pretty whacked out. It's a pretty crazy plot. So the next thing you know, you're on the island, and you meet up with this doctor, and you're basically trying to save the world. Now, when your helicopter crashes, it's the year 2010, the year that this game came out. And as you progress, you get this special, I can't remember the name of it. It's like a glove. It's your left hand, okay, because you got your gun in your right hand, and you got this power glove, and it has special powers. Because of the E99 agent. I like to call it an agent. And it's very similar to Half-Life 2 or Doom 3, the DLC for Doom 3, where you can pick up objects, you can take a box and compress it and stick it under a garage door that won't open, as an example, and then you can make it big again, and then it will expand and open the garage door for you. So there's physics involved. I don't know if they were using the Havok's physics engine for this game. They might have. A little off topic, but eventually Microsoft purchased Havok, and that's an intellectual property of Microsoft. So if you ever played any of those old PS2 or original Xbox games and you saw Havoc, at the beginning of the screen, now you understand what that is. It's a physics engine that was provided to other companies such as Activision here and Raven to be able to use Havoc with, in this case, the Unreal 3 engine to have these really cool physics in the game. Okay, tangent over. So, yeah, the game, cat's out of the bag. It uses Unreal 3. And we'll get to that in the dislike section of this video. But no, it's an awesome game. It's an awesome game. I would probably give it a 9 out of 10. The campaign is just the right length. Really cool story. Really cool time traveling aspect, because like I said, the game takes place in 2010. But eventually you get to time travel back into 1955. Yes. Back to the future. And along the way, you're picking up these E99 capsules, you're upgrading your weapons. You're finding all kinds of audio logs throughout the world. And the thing that I really want to say, because I don't know if I'll get many people that watch this video, and I'm fine with that. If I can get one person that has played this game, that loves it, that's watching this video, and will leave a comment, that would make my day. What's interesting about this game is it came out in 2010. This came out in 2009. And I swear, if you play these games back to back like I pretty much did, they're very similar as far as the gameplay is concerned and as far as the graphics are concerned as well. Now, again, a bit of a dislike, I guess. But the Unreal games, kind of like what Digital Foundry kind of talks about once in a while. Games that are created using the Unreal Engine, after a while, they do all kind of start to look and feel the same. Same kind of assets. The way the set dressing sits on the walls, as an example, the skyboxes, it all kind of starts to look the same after a while. That's not to say it's a bad looking game, because it's not. It's a really good looking game, but it almost feels like this was going to be a sequel to this, and at the last minute they changed the story a little bit, because it's like later on in the game you're fighting these super soldiers that look like almost like the Nazi super soldiers in this game, and the game has that greenish blue saturated look to it, kind of like this game has, and Burnout Paradise had, and a lot of other games from that 7th generation had as well. The music is awesome, really good ambient music, really enjoyed it. So Raven Software, how the story goes, this game came out, it wasn't a huge success, and then Raven Software, this game kind of went through development hell. This game ended up almost not coming out. It comes out, it sells less than 400,000 copies, and the next thing you know, Activision, I believe it was, basically told Raven for the remainder of their days going forward, you need to be a viable studio, and obviously multiplayer sells. And from that day forward, Raven has been creating Call of Duty games. You remember Black Ops? Everybody loves Black Ops. Black Ops 2. Who did those games? Raven. Who did Cold War? Raven. Raven's legit. But this is the last game Raven did where it was taking a chance, right? Taking a chance. And it didn't pay off. So unfortunately, now Raven, or fortunately, however you look at it, because they're really good at creating those single player campaigns for the Call of Duty games, we're not going to get these types of experiences anymore, unfortunately. Let me take a sip of this beer before it gets piss warm. But I originally heard about this game through Dean Thompson of Escape to Gaming, and he's not doing too well right now. Hopefully you're doing okay, Dean. Love you, Dean! And he used to talk about this game along with the Saboteur, which I just installed last night. But, I didn't experience any bugs or glitches with this game at all. It ran rock solid on my Xbox 360. And this is the first time that I've used my Xbox 360, my wired Xbox 360 controller that I recently picked up at the thrift store. And you know what? Can't believe I'm saying this. I really enjoy using a wired controller. I really do. Because you don't have to worry about changing out the batteries. The rumble feature in this game, how do you say it? The way that the controller, the haptic feedback, is that what it is? It's off the chains in this game. So heaven forbid if you were using a wireless controller, a wireless controller with batteries, you'd probably be charging your batteries every couple of hours. I'm telling you. At the beginning of the game, this was a me problem, but you get these chambers that you come across where you walk up to them, and you can switch out your weapons, and you can carry up to 2 weapons at a time. Well, I didn't understand. Again, I didn't take the time to understand. I walked right past one of these chambers, and all I had was my pistol. I got an hour into the game, and the game auto-saves. So it auto-saved. I mean, every time it auto-saves, it locks the door behind you. You can't go back. I got stuck in this area where all I had was my pistol, and we're talking Resident Evil limited ammunition, okay? And I had to go through this sequence of NPCs like 30 times, and I had to do it over and over and over and over and over again until I got the lucky sequence of shots where nobody hit me and I hit everybody else, and I was able to get through to the next checkpoint. I fucked myself. That's my fault. I didn't take 2 powerful weapons with me. I walked past the weapon chamber with my goddamn pistol with limited ammo, and that, to be honest with you, it was game breaking. It almost was game breaking. So in a way, I'm shocked that the dev team didn't really, when they were playtesting, maybe come to that conclusion. Maybe they did. Maybe this is just a me problem. So the last thing I want to talk about, because I'm all over the map with this game. The last thing I want to talk about is the ending of the game. Spoiler alert. If you don't want to hear this, turn the video off now. At the very end of the game, okay, you are forced with a moral dilemma. You've got the scientist in front of you, and you've got the mad doctor. Or is it a doctor and a mad scientist? No, it's a doctor and a guy that wants to take over the world, like a Hitler sort of character. The Hitler character is the bad dude. The doctor is allegedly the good dude. And they're standing in front of you and they're arguing. And the next thing you know, the game puts the gun back in your hand with your reticle. And you have to choose which guy you want to shoot. If you choose to shoot the Hitler type guy that wants to take over the world, you end up saving the day and you get that ending, okay? If you shoot the good guy, you end up with an alternate ending, okay? And it's not a good ending to the story. Or you can fucking shoot them both, and you can walk away, and nobody ever finds out who murdered them, and you go on your merry way. There's 3 different endings, and what's cool about it is when you beat the game, you can go right back into right to that moment, and you can quickly try the alternate endings out to see all the endings. You don't have to backtrack too far. And it's really cool because they're just standing there, and like I said, it's almost like a Max Payne style where your gun slows down. And you choose which guy you want to shoot, and you go, BANG! And the guy goes, oh! And then it goes right to a cutscene. It's almost like the ending to Far Cry 4, which was an awesome ending to that game. That was awesome. So, yeah, great single-player campaign. This game had multiplayer back in the day, if you can believe it. I don't know how long those servers were active for. The single-player campaign was really, 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 really good. I'm telling you, one of the best Xbox 360 games I have played. And it's a nice bookend, a nice companion piece to Wolfenstein 2009. Both of these games. Oh my god. Yeah, it was awesome. It didn't take long. It only took me a couple of nights to beat it. And it's crazy to think you can pick this game up for a couple of bucks now, you know what I mean? But you can't buy this game anymore online. It's delisted. So if you want to play this game, you got to play it on your 360 or your PS3. I don't even know if you could get it on the PC. But yeah, if you've never played Singularity, and I apologize, there's no gameplay footage in this video. I just wanted to enjoy the campaign without fucking around with shooting video. If you've never played this game before, I highly recommend it. It's so cool at the end where you have to get on this huge boat. And you have to go underwater and you do some stuff, and then you get on the boat. and then you look up in the sky and there's this E99. It's like a vacuum. It's almost like a mushroom cloud. It's like the sky is like blue, but you have like this reddish orange funnel cloud that goes right up into the sky, and I guess it's being powered by a generator, and it's all got to do with this E99 chemical. It's so cool, really cool. And the time traveling element, I really, 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 really enjoyed it. There was something else as far as dislikes were concerned that I wanted to mention. I just can't remember what it was. Oh, I know what it was. So the NPCs, they have the ability to do a melee attack where they can run up to you and they can hit you with their gun. You can't do that. As far as I'm aware, there is no melee attack. And that kind of sucks. Melee? So that's it. I'm all over the map with this review. I just really quickly wanted to get this video. I don't care if I get 5 views on this video. I just want somebody to see it that maybe was on the fence about it, and maybe after watching this video, they'll consider playing this game, or somebody that has played the game and absolutely loves it and is excited to hear that I'm talking about it. So the next on the list before we go back to Starfield is the Saboteur. I installed it last night on the Xbox 360, and I look forward to getting into this game as well. Hopefully it's not too long. I'll put out a review on this, and I would ultimately like to go back to Starfield. So that's going to do it for me. 9 out of 10. I would almost give it a 10 out of 10. Just a few things in the game that kind of pissed me off. Especially the part at the beginning where I had to redo the segment over 30 times. But no, it's a fucking awesome game, and I love Raven Software. Dare I say Raven Software is my favorite developer of all time. They gotta be. They're up there, right? They're up there with id Software. Which is funny because John Romero from id Software back in the day is the guy they gave those 2 other guys that started Raven the big push, and then Raven did Hexen and Heretic, and then Hexen 2 and Heretic 2. That was all Raven Software. So yeah, shoutouts to Raven Software. Shoutouts to John Romero. Is it John Romero? Am I getting that right? All right, that's gonna do it for this video. Thanks so much for watching. You people are wonderful and beautiful, and watch out for that E99 agent that's floating around out there.